stop scrolling for 10 seconds. You're about to catch yourself doing something you don't even notice anymore. Look at your screen. Notice how your fingers moved here automatically. That wasn't you. That was your brain running on an old script you never wrote. And that script is the reason you feel stuck, distracted, and weirdly tired all the time. But here's the crazy part, changing that script doesn't take years. It takes one small shift that almost nobody talks about. So before you scroll away again, just ask yourself, if your habits are choosing your life, who's really in control? You or the autopilot? If you're watching this, chances are you've been feeling something you can't fully explain. You wake up, check your phone, scroll a little, and suddenly half your morning is gone. Not because you're lazy, but because your mind feels heavy before the day even starts. You tell yourself you'll be productive from tomorrow, but tomorrow keeps moving further away. And deep down, you're tired of disappointing yourself. Maybe you've noticed it in other parts of your life too. You want to focus, but your thoughts feel scattered. You want consistency, but your motivation comes in waves. You want to change, but you don't know where to begin without getting overwhelmed. And the worst part? You know you're capable of more. You know you're not living at your full potential. It's like there's a smarter, calmer, more disciplined version of you stuck behind a fog you can't push through. You might even feel confused seeing other people move forward while you stay stuck at the same point, trying hard, really hard, but still not seeing results. You're not alone. Almost everyone feels this invisible pressure, this mental chaos, this sense of I should be doing better by now. But they don't talk about it, because everyone thinks they're the only one going through it. And if any part of this feels like your story, then this video is for you. Not to judge you. Not to give you unrealistic hype. But to show you that your struggles aren't flaws, they're signals. Signals that your brain needs a new system, not more motivation. Let's be honest for a second, when most people decide they want to become smarter, they do the exact same 3 things, and all 3 are hilariously useless. First, they panic buy books. Like, full-on midnight Amazon checkout energy. Suddenly you have 14 books on your shelf titled something like How to Think Like a Genius or Brain Power for Winners. Looks impressive, until you realize you haven't opened a single one, because apparently just owning books makes you smarter now. Congratulations, you are now the proud manager of a personal library you don't actually use. Then comes the second classic mistake, the motivation high. You know the one. You watch one inspirational video, chest fills with determination, brain whispers, this is it. This is my era. You make a 47-step plan, a color-coded routine, maybe even a Pinterest board called New Me. And for 24 hours, you really are the new you. Then reality taps you on the shoulder like, LOL, sit back down. Motivation leaves the chat, and so does your entire plan. And the third mistake? Trying to do everything at once. This is where most people accidentally start treating self-improvement like a punishment. I will wake up at 5 a.m., read for 2 hours, meditate, hit the gym, learn a skill, meal prep, solve quantum physics, also become fluent in French. All today. Relax. You're a human, not an Avengers reboot. This all-at-once mentality is exactly why people burn out. It makes your brain feel like you're sprinting a marathon with no finish line. No one becomes smarter from overload, they just become more tired and more irritated. And let's not forget the worst mistake of all. Waiting for the perfect mood. People think they'll start improving once life becomes calm, organized, convenient, or emotionally aligned. Guess what? That day never comes. If intelligence depended on perfect circumstances, the world would have about 6 smart people. All these mistakes have one thing in common. They focus on dramatic change, not daily change. People try to upgrade their entire life in one go, instead of upgrading tiny things every day, the thing ultra-smart people actually do. So if you've fallen into any of these traps, don't worry. You're not broken. You're just doing what everyone else does. But now, you're about to learn what the smart people do instead. Here's the thing nobody admits out loud, We don't try to become smarter just for the sake of intelligence. It's not about wanting a bigger brain or memorizing the periodic table for fun. The real reason is much simpler and way more human. We want to feel in control of our lives. We want to stop second-guessing ourselves. We want our decisions to feel intentional, not impulsive. And deep down, we want that quiet confidence smart people seem to have, the kind that doesn't need to prove anything. When we say, "I want to be smarter," what we actually mean is, I want my life to stop feeling chaotic. I want to understand things faster. I want to stop feeling behind. I want to trust my own mind again. We want mental clarity. We want emotional stability. We want to be the person who learns quickly, adapts easily, and doesn't panic over every unexpected situation. And yes, maybe, just maybe, we want people to look at us and think, wow, they really have their life together. But here's the twist, you don't get any of that from random bursts of motivation or giant lifestyle upgrades. You get it from one small daily habit that compounds quietly over time, the same habit ultra-smart people rely on without even realizing it. And that's what we're about to break down. The secret daily habit, micro-reflection, a tiny, 5-minute daily mental check-in that rewires your brain faster than any book, course, or productivity hack. Okay, breathe. Because I promise this is not one of those wake up at 4 a.m. and journal for an hour things. This is something ultra-smart people do automatically, without calling it by any fancy name. Let me explain it in normal people language. The real habit ultra-smart people use without realizing. Ultra-smart people don't just live their day, they question it. Not in an anxious, overthinking way. Not in a dramatic, existential "what is the purpose of my existence" way. But in a simple, casual, almost lazy way. They pause for a moment and ask tiny questions that create huge clarity. A micro-reflection might look like, what did I learn today that I didn't know yesterday? What confused me today? What mistake do I want to avoid repeating tomorrow? What tiny win did I ignore? What drained my energy for no reason? These questions take 5 minutes. But they give your brain a daily software update. Think of your brain like a phone. Most people keep downloading apps, taking photos, opening 500 tabs. But never update the system. Ultra-smart people? They don't add random apps. They keep their operating system clean, updated, organized. Micro-reflection is the mental equivalent of tapping. Settings, update, optimize. And the crazy part? You don't feel the improvement instantly. It sneaks up on you. Suddenly you make decisions faster, connect ideas quicker, understand patterns better. And everyone around you goes, when did you get so sharp? Why this tiny habit works. Your brain learns through 2 things. Repetition, reflection. Most people only do the first one. They repeat behaviors, thoughts, mistakes. Every day becomes a copy-paste version of the previous day. Reflection is what breaks the loop. Here's a simple analogy. Imagine you're trying to get better at driving. If you keep driving every day but never pay attention to what you're doing wrong, you just become an expert at repeating your mistakes. That's why some people drive for 10 years and still park diagonally like a confused flamingo. Reflection equals learning from life in real time. It's like life gives you a lesson, and micro-reflection is you saying, got it. Next. The hidden superpower inside micro-reflection. When you take 5 minutes to reflect, your brain starts connecting dots that used to look like random chaos. You realize, oh wait, every time I skip breakfast I become useless by 4 p.m. Oh wow. I get most of my good ideas in the evening, not the morning. When I talk to that person, my confidence drops for no reason. Interesting. I understand concepts better when I teach them to someone. This is how smart people evolve. Not through IQ. Not through natural genius. Just through noticing things regular people overlook. Reflection makes you learn faster, think clearer, solve problems quicker, avoid repeating dumb mistakes, understand yourself, and predict situations before they happen. No course teaches this. No study routine replaces it. This is how your brain becomes efficient, and efficiency looks like intelligence. Why most people never do this? Simple. People are scared to confront their own patterns. We're comfortable in distraction. We love noise. Silence feels suspicious. Stillness feels uncomfortable. Sitting with your thoughts? That's like opening the closet where you shoved every random mess for the last 6 months. But ultra-smart people? They don't avoid that moment. They lean into it. And that's what gives them their invisible edge. Microreflection is basically telling your brain, hey, let's not run on autopilot. Let's actually pay attention. Let me give you the perfect analogy. Imagine your life as a movie. Most people are the actors in their movie. They're busy performing, reacting, running from scene to scene. Ultra-smart people? They are the actors. And the director. The actor experiences the scene. The director evaluates it. The actor says, wow, today was stressful. The director says, okay, why? What triggered it? What can we change in the next scene? The actor reacts emotionally. The director thinks strategically. Microreflection is when you step into the director's chair for 5 minutes and review the day's footage. That alone makes you smarter than 95% of people. A quick story that explains the principle perfectly. Think about someone you know who seems naturally smart. Not the nerd who memorizes textbooks. The person who understands things quickly. Notice their behavior. They're not studying all day. They're not hustling 24/7. They're not updating their to-do list like a corporate monk. But they do this one thing. They pause. You say something interesting? They don't just nod. They think about it for 3 seconds. They finish a conversation. They mentally replay the important part. They try something new. They analyze the result, even for a moment. They're constantly adjusting, calibrating, tweaking. Tiny shifts every day. And those micro-adjustments accumulate into massive intelligence over time. Here's the breakthrough most people never have. You don't become smart by stuffing your brain with more information. You become smart by processing the information your life already gives you. Life throws lessons at you every day. Microreflection is simply catching them before they fly past your face. That's the entire secret. 5 minutes times consistency times awareness. Exponential mental growth. Ultra-smart people aren't born with better brains. They're just better at paying attention. And now, you can do the same. Let me paint you a scene you've probably lived before, maybe yesterday, maybe this morning. It's 9 p.m. You're lying in bed, not sleeping, because obviously, your brain has decided it's the perfect time to remind you of a random embarrassing moment from 2014. You scroll your phone, half awake, half annoyed, wondering where your day went. Then tomorrow arrives. Alarm goes off. You stare at the ceiling and do that thing where you promise yourself, today, I'm going to be productive. Cute. You grab your phone, and boom. 20 minutes vanish into TikTok, Reels, YouTube Shorts, basically the Bermuda Triangle of time. You finally get up, already mentally tired, wondering, why do I feel behind when I just woke up? Now imagine a slightly upgraded version of you. Same room. Same alarm. Same bedhead. But instead of immediately picking up the phone, you sit for literally 30 seconds and ask yourself one tiny micro-reflection question. What messed up my day yesterday? Your brain answers. Oh, you wasted the first hour scrolling. Okay, noted. Then you ask the second question. How can I avoid that today? Your brain. Don't touch your phone until after breakfast. That's it. That tiny 30-second check-in doesn't feel life-changing, but the day unfolds completely differently. You get out of bed without the mental fog. You make breakfast. You actually taste it instead of inhaling it while doom scrolling. You start your tasks earlier. You feel oddly lighter. By noon, you've already done more than you usually do by 4 p.m. Nothing fancy. No miracle. Just one micro-reflection from the night before. Now zoom out. You do this every day for a week. Your mornings change. Your mood changes. Your decisions start to make more sense. The fog you used to feel becomes rare. People around you notice. You seem different lately, more focused. You didn't hustle. You didn't wake up at 5 a.m. You didn't drink green juice or meditate on a yoga mat shaped like a lotus. You just reflected for a few minutes a day. That's the difference between living life on autopilot and directing your own movie. Alright, let's turn the whole idea of micro-reflection into something you can actually do today, without needing a journal, a perfect routine, or monk-level discipline. Here's the simplest version possible. Step 1. Pick your moment. Choose one tiny pocket of time that already exists in your day. Not a new habit. Not extra work. Just a moment that's always there, like brushing your teeth, sitting in your car before driving, waiting for water to boil, or lying in bed before sleeping. That moment becomes your reflection checkpoint. Step 2. Ask 3 micro-questions. You don't need deep emotional analysis. Just ask these 3. 1. What went well today? Something small. A win. A moment you handled well. 2. What slowed me down or drained me? Not a general complaint, one specific thing. 3. What tiny adjustment would make tomorrow 1% smoother? This is the magic question. One small tweak, big long-term impact. That's it. 3 questions. 2 minutes. Step 3. Apply one tiny adjustment. Maybe it's something like: put my phone in another room tonight. Prepare my clothes before sleeping. Drink water before coffee. Don't check messages until after breakfast. Work in a quieter spot. Don't change 10 things. Just one. Ultra-smart people don't transform their days. They tune them, like adjusting the volume on a speaker. Step 4. Keep it stupidly simple. If your reflection feels like homework, you're doing it wrong. It should feel like talking to yourself casually, like checking the weather before leaving the house. Consistency beats intensity. 5 minutes beats 1 hour perfect journaling. Small shifts beat huge lifestyle dreams that last 2 days. Step 5. Trust the compound effect. You won't notice the change tomorrow. But in 10 days? Your life feels clearer. In 30 days? Your mind feels sharper. In 90 days? People start asking what you're doing differently. And all you did was reflect for 5 minutes a day. Let me give you a mental hack that makes micro-reflection impossible to forget. It's called the 1-minute replay. Think of it like a highlight reel of your day, except instead of showing your best moments, it shows the useful ones. Here's how it works. At the end of your day, close your eyes for literally 60 seconds and imagine you're watching a fast-forward replay of everything you did today, like dragging the timeline of a video from morning to night. But here's the twist. As the mental video plays, imagine holding a tiny remote with 2 buttons. Pause for anything important. Skip for everything else. The moment something meaningful flashes by, a mistake, a win, a conversation, a weird decision, just pause. Ask your brain. Why did that happen? What can I learn from it? What tiny adjustment does this teach me? Then hit skip and keep going. This trick works because your brain loves visuals. If you turn your day into a movie, your mind processes patterns 10 times faster. And here's the cool part. Once you practice this for a week, your brain starts pausing automatically during the day. You'll catch yourself thinking, "Oh, that's going in the replay tonight." Which means you've entered the zone of conscious learning. The same zone ultra-smart people live in. It's memory-friendly, zero effort, and honestly, kinda fun. So here's the big picture. Becoming smarter isn't about turning into a productivity robot or memorizing textbooks like a human photocopier. It's about paying attention. 5 simple minutes where you pause, look at your day, and learn from it, that alone can outsmart years of repeating the same patterns on autopilot. If you start micro-reflection today, even in the tiniest way, your brain will begin adjusting itself automatically. In a week, you'll feel clearer. In a month, you'll think faster. And in a few months, people around you will notice a version of you that's calmer, sharper, and far more intentional. And the best part? You didn't need discipline, motivation, or a 4 a.m. routine. You just needed a moment of awareness each day. If this idea connected with you, even a little, stick around. I break down habits, psychology, and the science of self-improvement in a way that's actually useful and hopefully fun. Feel free to subscribe, share this with someone who needs it, or watch another video from the channel that builds on this idea. No pressure. Just an invitation to keep growing, one tiny reflection at a time.